Hi children, a very happy morning. This is your English ma'am, Miss Saraswati. I'm happy to see you all back in this online session. Now in our today's session, we are going to read about a poem, Tumai of the Elephants, written by Rudyard Kipling. Rudyard Kipling is an Indian English writer and I'm sure you all are aware of his most popular work, The Jungle Book. It has been adapted into many movies and even as cartoon shows, which you might have aware of it, and I'm damn sure you are familiar with that cartoon. Children, as you know very well, when we write short stories or summaries and mostly essays, uh, introduction part must be about the poet. So, let us learn or let us hear few lines about Rudyard Kipling. Mr. Kipling was a prolific English author, renowned for his short stories, especially his contribution to children's literature, and and he was known for his remarkable observation and narration of his extracts whatever he do. Okay, children, rest you can jot it down from the given slide or you can note it down in your notebook about the author. Now, let us move on to the poem Tumai of the Elephants. Children, in this, Tumai is a character who happens to be the master of elephant, whose name is Kalanak. This is an extract from chapter 11 of Classic Tales, The Jungle Book. So what happens in this particular chapter is that Tumai, who was the master of Kalanag, had a 10 years old son, little Tumai. And this elephant, follow of adventures of Kalanag, and he was a special elephant. He served for the Indian government who was at that time under British rule. So this character, little Tumai, who is of 10 years old, is also from a Mohat family. Mohats are the persons who trains elephants or who tends elephants. So this particular boy, he was introduced to this particular elephant, I mean Kalanag, a well experienced one, which was captured by our Indian government, as I said. He did different assignments and at the end he worked on training other elephants. And here Tumai knew Kalanag since he was a kid and both were close friends. Here they both, little Tumai and Kalanag, they come across many adventures on the Mount Garo. Now children, let us get into the poem. In this, we can see the poem deals with the different aspects. What happens is, as the Kalanag has been kept captive for a long time. You know what is the meaning of captive? That is being under control of someone. At that time, uh, Kalanag, he wants to break free and he wants to leave all the things behind and return to his own friends and families in the forest. In this poem, it talks about freedom and freedom from bondage of slavery. Now, let me read the poem and give you better explanation. So, listen to me carefully, children. Here, Kalanag is the speaker. Let me read the first line. Tumai of the elephants, I will remember what I was. I am sick of rope and chain. Here, Tumai refers to his master, that is master of the elephants. He says, I will remember what I was. Here he remember his previous adventures, what he did, what he was. Here he is referring to his strength. He is well known for his strength. I'm sick of rope and chain. Rope and chain, it's a symbol of bondage, or it's a symbol of captivity. He refers that he is under someone's control. He want to become free. He want to break the bondage of slavery. He want to move away from the place. I will remember my old strength and all my forest affairs. I will not sell my back to man for a bundle of sugarcane. He is saying here forest affairs refers to the activities of animals in the jungle. That is, he is under captivity. He is under the command of his master. He don't want to spend his days by giving his back to someone who carry or who use his back as a mode of transportation just to carry sugarcane. So he says, I will not sell my back to a man for a bundle of sugarcane. Since he was most adventurous creature, he don't want to sell his bag just for the mode of transportation who carry sugarcane. Your last line. I will go out to my own kind and the wood folk in their layers. This line simply means he want to go back to his own friends and family. Here, wood folk refers to the people who live in the forest. Here, the animals who live in the forest. Layers refers to home of animals. So he want to go back to his own kind. He want to go and join with his friends and live in their home. Now, your second stanza again it speaks on its vision and aspiration. I will go out until the day, until the morning break, out to the wind's untainted kiss, the water's clean caress. Here, Kalanag, he says, if he was in the forest, if he is nearby his loved ones, he will walk continuously. He will walk throughout the night until the morning break just to feel the wind's untainted kiss. Untainted kiss in the sense here untainted means the feel of pure clean air, which the feel of if we get a pure clean air we feel better. The water clean caress, the touch of clean water. Even he is getting the same thing in the forest where he is under his master. But there he feel only the domination or the bondage or the slavery. So he want to move away from the slavery. He want to become free. He want to feel the clean touch of air and the touch of water. I will forget my ankle ring and snap my picket stake. Here, snap meaning break. Picket stake means a wooden post to which animals are tied. So Kalana want to forget the ring which is there in his ankle. That is his bondage. You can mean chain, and he want to break the wooden post where he was tied. He want to make himself free from that bondage. I will revisit my lost loves and playmates masterless. He says that he want to go back to his loved ones, his family, his friends. He want to go and join with them without any masterless. He should not be he should not be under the control of any master. He want to become free. So he earns a freedom life. He earns a break free bondage from slavery. So he want to move back to his family. Now, children, one more thing I want to say you. Here in this you can see at the end of each line I have marked in a red B, A, B. This is nothing but rhyming words. I mean, I hope you have already learnt about rhyming words and rhyme scheme. Rhyming words are nothing but at the end of each line it sounds the same syllable in a poem. It is not necessary that every poem should have a rhyme scheme or rhyming words, but if it is there, it hears good. So, for example, if we take chain, cane, you can see it sounds the same syllable. Affairs, layers. So, the same syllable you can make it as AA and BB. So, A, B. For this first stanza, your rhyme scheme will be A, B. And in your second stanza, uh, break, shake, cares, masterless. So C, D. So children, I want you to note down rhyming words and rhyme scheme in your notebook or have a look at it. So let us end our session. I hope you might have enjoyed. So thank you. Thank you for listening me. Have a nice day. Take care. Be safe. Bye bye.